Okay, so let's dive into this really interesting white paper, Rain-Powered Solar in Essex. Now, that title, it probably makes you think immediately of, some kind of sci-fi tech, right? Panels making power from rain.
Yeah, it definitely catches the eye.
But what we're digging into today is actually, well, it's maybe more practical, but also kind of surprising. It's about how places like Essex, Vermont, are really handling solar power, especially with their, let's say, challenging weather.
Exactly. And what's fascinating is how the paper uses that catchy title, but then grounds it almost immediately in the day-to-day reality of solar in Essex. We'll be looking at how their climate, the rain, the snow, how that really affects solar output and what they're actually doing about it.
Yeah.
It's much more about optimizing what they have.
Right. So Essex is kind of like a real world lab for this stuff. What are some of those specific climate issues they're up against? How big of a deal is Vermont's weather for their solar panels, according to the paper?
Oh, it's a huge deal.
Yeah.
I mean, snow is the obvious one, right? It can physically cover the panels.
Yeah.
Winter generation can drop way down, maybe 25% of what they get in summer. That's significant.
Wow, yeah.
But the paper also highlights rain's role, which is maybe less obvious, but still really critical. And dealing with this variability, well, that needs solid solutions, like grid-tied systems or, increasingly, battery storage.
Okay, so it's definitely not just about sunny days. But what about the idea that rain cleans the panels? You hear that a lot, right? Just washes the dirt off.
Yeah, you do hear that. And snow is one thing, but the paper's take on rain is more complex, kind of counterintuitive even. Sure, a light rain might rinse off some loose surface dust, and that dust matters. It can cut efficiency by, what, up to 30%?
30%, yeah.
But here's the kicker, especially for Essex. Rain often isn't enough on its own. There's pollen, sometimes agricultural stuff in the air, minerals in the rainwater itself. The local cleaning service mentioned, Sparkles VT, they point out that this stuff can leave a film that manual or even automated cleaning is needed for. Think of it like, I don't know, washing your car with slightly muddy water. Sometimes it just doesn't do the job properly.
Hmm. Right. So
Yeah.
natural cleaning isn't really the answer then. What are the sort of hands-on solutions or maybe robot on-panel solutions that Essex is actually considering? I think I saw something about SPCRs.
Ah, yes. Good catch. SPCR's solar panel cleaning robots. Sounds very futuristic, but they are quite real. They use brushes, sometimes recirculated water, to physically remove debris. The paper mentions models like the wet slider from AX Solar Robot, which is designed for those ground-mounted solar farms.
Okay.
But are they using them widely in Essex yet? The paper suggests maybe not quite yet. So what's holding it back? Is it the cost?
Yeah.
The complexity?
That's a really good question. It seems like it's probably a mix of things. But the overall vibe I got from the paper, and especially their community energy plan from 2019, is that Essex is really focused on practical, sort of immediate steps. Things like just expanding traditional solar, putting panels on roofs, building those car park canopies. It feels very grounded in reaching that big Vermont goal, 90% renewables by 2050.
And that really brings us back to the core point, doesn't it? While that rain-powered idea using, piezoelectric materials that generate power from pressure,
Mm-hmm.
well, that's still pretty much theoretical, at least for Essex. It's not something they're actively deploying. The paper's actual recommendations are much more down to earth.
Yeah.
Things like maybe subsidizing those automated cleaning systems you mentioned, making battery storage more affordable, maybe looking into hybrid systems.
Hybrid systems, like mining things.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe rainwater harvesting combined with solar, things like that. Their town plans seem focused on integrating solar smartly into their existing grid, like that wastewater treatment plant example, using solar alongside biogas. That's pretty clever, integrating different renewable sources.
Okay, so wrapping this up then, what's the main takeaway here for you listening in? Maybe you're thinking about solar, maybe you're just interested in green tech. It feels like this deep dive really highlights the difference between, the exciting headlines and the actual, sometimes quite challenging work happening on the ground. The rain-powered idea is cool, grabs attention, but the real progress in Essex seems to be about, well, smart maintenance, good storage solutions, and practical policies, optimizing what's already there.
Right. And it sort of begs a bigger question, doesn't it? In this rush for the next big energy breakthrough, how much do we need to focus on these really specific local details, the local climate, the existing infrastructure, instead of just waiting for some revolutionary new panel? Perhaps the real power of rain, in a sense, isn't generating electricity directly from it, but forcing us to get smarter and more resilient with the solar technology we already have, making it work better in all sorts of different, sometimes difficult environments. What really stands out to you when you think about how communities like Essex have to balance that big ambition with these very real practical hurdles?